Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Byron and I'm a traffic engineer living in the US. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about why I bought a dash cam, and I'm going to reflect a little bit about my experience with it so far. As many of you know, dash cam helps record a video of when you drive. Many of them have a camera at the front of the car so it sees the front view of the car. I have one that has a camera in the front and the back. Up until 6 months ago, I was driving without a dash cam. So now that I've had it for that amount of time, it's a great time to revisit and share why I decided to buy one in the first place, and now what I think about that decision. This isn't intended to be a review of this product. I'm just talking about having a dash cam in general. Looking back, the main reason why I decided to buy a dash cam was I really wanted something that was always recording and that would capture any kind of incident or accident that I could potentially be involved in. Luckily, I haven't been in a major accident or road rage event while I was driving so far. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it stays like that. But dash cam is still really nice to have, and I'm going to touch a little on why that is. So dash cams can be really useful in the event that they can be used as evidence in a major accident or incident on the road. So for example, if I was involved in a crash, and if it was a major accident, it was likely that the authorities will be involved at some point. When the authorities arrive on the scene, they have to fill something out called a collision report. And in this report, the officer records all the important facts and observations that were noticed. The officers will speak to all the parties involved in the crash if they are there. It's not uncommon for one party to flee or leave the location of a collision, just like in a hit and run. If that happened, the officer would only be able to rely on what I have to say and the details that I could remember. That completely changes when you have a dash cam. If your dash cam is able to capture the whole collision itself and the license plate of the vehicle involved, that is much more reliable evidence than having to rely on someone's word. It's also important when all the parties are at the scene of the collision, but they have conflicting stories. In that situation, dash cam can be key to clearing up what really happened. So there's a lot of potential complications when you don't have a dash cam. What I see a lot is people start asking about the cameras at the intersection. When you're stopped at a red light at an intersection, you may have noticed that there are sometimes cameras installed on traffic signals. A lot of people ask if the cameras are recording or if they can get a recording of the collision. But the answer is not so simple. This is a camera on a traffic signal mast arm. These cameras are fixed in position so they can't move. And this is a different kind of camera attached to the traffic signal pole itself. We call this a PTZ camera or pan tilt zoom camera. These cameras can typically move and you can change the orientation of the camera. So here's where it gets complicated. Even though there are cameras at an intersection, you can never assume that they're actually recording. And although it sometimes feels like we're living in an increasingly surveillance society, some agencies don't have a policy to record with these cameras and are just using them for real-time viewing purposes only. And there may be other complications as to why you're not able to get the footage of the collision. Sometimes the camera can be just pointed in the wrong direction, so it was actually never looking directly at where you needed it to be looking at. And other times, they can be down for maintenance. This is actually a lot more common than most people think. So with all that being said, just imagine being in a major collision and it turning into a he said, she said situation. That's not a situation I want to be in, especially if a dash cam can prove that I'm not at fault. So after owning a dash cam for half a year now, I feel a lot better even though I've never actually had to use it for that purpose. I have the comfort in knowing that if it came to it, I'll have a recording and backup of what really occurred and an accurate account of the events. So there's some minor drawbacks and annoyances of the dash cam that I'm using. Since my dash cam isn't hardwired and I have two cameras, one in the front and the back, there's all these wires hanging on my car and it looks like a complete mess. But not everyone needs to have these kind of dash cams. There are more simpler dash cams that don't need all these wires. And I also found out that there are some really cool surprising benefits to having a dash cam. One of the other things I didn't expect is if you like to record things that happen in your life, a dash cam makes that a lot more easier. Just by the act of driving for 6 months, I'm starting to build a collection of interesting and weird things that happen on the road. Now being on YouTube, I even found a situation to be useful to go over as kind of like a teaching moment. Check out the link above when I took a closer look at a traffic situation I encountered. And in my opinion, I think we're moving towards a society where people are going to be documenting and recording a lot more of their lives. If that's the case, the dash cam, along with many other devices, will become a lot more common in the future. There's even a dash cam group on Reddit where people share recordings of their dash cam for other people to comment on. If anything, if I'm driving my car and I see something in front of me that I want to record, having a dash cam sure beats that than trying to take out my phone to record it. Seriously, don't do that. There's a lot of evidence that phone usage in cars leads to collisions. So it's possible my thoughts can change over time of whether I should own a dash cam, but right now I'm fairly happy with what I have. Now at this point I sound like a salesman. Well, where's my check? Thank you so much for watching and check out some of my other videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this in the future. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.